Hey, what's going on? It's Wednesday night. It's time for LonsTV. I'm doing this episode pretty late. I'm just getting it in under the midnight deadline for today's LonsTV because I just got back from seeing True Grit for the second time. It is just as good the second time, if not better, than it was the first. Just a great classic Western adventure, unpretentious, just simple, straightforward story, just well acted, well shot, funny, entertaining, well put together. I think it's the movie of the year. Amazing work from Haley Steinfeld, Jeff Bridges, Barry Pepper's great, Matt Damon's great, of course Josh Brolin, like just a superb cast. Roger Deakins' cinematography is amazing. It's witty and it just trucks. I mean, it moves so fast. It's 2 hours long and both times it's whizzed by and I'm like, oh, the movie's already winding up. It is fantastic. Definitely go see it. Again, it's my pick for a movie of 2010. So it's out now everywhere. It opened wide. So I definitely encourage you all to go check it out. Today on the show, I want to talk about, it's another web series review. I want to talk about the new series from the makers of Gold, the web series. It's called Night of the Zombie King. It's pretty cool, actually. It's kind of a spin-off. Gold is a web series about a sort of tabletop role-playing league. It's about one sort of group in particular. Goblins and Gold is the name of the role-playing game that they're playing, and the whole season leads up to this big tournament that's going to happen between this British all-star team and then the American all-star team. The original series was good. I don't know if I would say it was great. There is stuff to like about it. What I liked most about it is, as opposed to a lot of funny web series, because it's comedy, as opposed to a lot of funny web series that are shticky and sort of sitcom-y and trying to fit into that vein, it is funny, but also, like, the emphasis is definitely on realism, and it's not sitcom like setup and payoff, and it's not shticky, and though there is occasionally physical comedy, it doesn't feel like slapstick. I don't mean this is a knock on the Guild, because I really like the Guild, but the Guild feels like a really, polished TV sitcom. Like, there's jokes, and there's catchphrases, and every character is like, has their kind of quirks, and they're a little larger than life, and, that's the model. It's like Frasier, but about, World of Warcraft, and it's on the web. This show is, Gold is much more like, it's much more cinematic, and it's much more long form, and it's really a lot less about setup punch and like payoff and laugh out loud kind of comedy, as it is about sort of funny dialogue and like getting you into this world of these tabletop role-playing game players and how they would really talk. And the dialogue in particular hits this really good note, and this is true of both shows, the original Gold and the new Night of the Zombie King spinoff. The dialogue, it feels very real, it feels very lived in. It has just the right amount of sort of like references and nerd jokes so that it feels real to that world and how these sort of subcultures and cliques of people talk, but it doesn't feel like it's throwing out a million references to things to earn like, geek cred. It doesn't feel like it's being like a poser at all with all the references. It hits like a really good balance, and there are some really good, solid one-liners. Like, it's written in a way that there are occasionally really fun little lines that are thrown out there. So they did a great job with that. The original Gold series, I do have to say, the pace, I think, is a little off. Like, scenes tend to kind of go on a little too long. All the episodes always feel a little overlong, especially the finale of the first season of Gold is like 15 minutes long, and it really kind of meanders, and it just doesn't feel tight. It feels like, it could have used like one more edit for all these episodes to get them down a little leaner, a little more polished, and a little bit more sort of momentum. Like, you'll have a lot of scenes where it's an interesting scene and then it just kind of ends and the characters kind of stare at each other and there's this moment of like, why am I still here instead of cutting to the next piece of action? And that happens a lot, and it just kind of weighs everything down, I thought. So anyway, to talk about the new show, there's an actor, James Lane, who's in the first season of Gold in one episode, and then he's the star of this new show. I wasn't 100% clear. I don't think they give him a name in the first season of Gold when I saw him, so I'm not sure if he's actually playing that character or if it's just that actor and he's taking on a new role. But anyway, I really like how they're doing the spin-off concept. It kind of lets them, let the audience know, like, if you like Gold, you're going to like this. It is the same general world of, like, grown people and their relationship dramas. At the same time, they're role-playing game enthusiasts, and so you're following their personal lives and the game sort of simultaneously. But at the same time, it does have a new feeling. It does feel like watching a different show, and I like the freedom it gives them, that they don't feel locked into like, okay, we have to pick up where season 1 left off, and now it's still the tournament and the rivalry with the British team. Like, not that you couldn't still keep going with that plot, but this gives them an opportunity to just sort of take the basic scenario and, they changed locations. It was in LA, now it's in San Jose. It's still the same role-playing game, but it has a very different sort of feel this time, and it's all new characters and it's all new scenarios, and it just allows them to sort of keep things fresh. In terms of keeping things fresh, the new series, the added polish over since they made the original series Gold to Night of the Zombie King is huge. I mean, it looks better, it's glossier, it's prettier, it sounds better, it has new opening credits, it has better production values, and it's tighter. Not only the sort of technical aspects have improved, but also the writing feels tighter, the editing feels tighter, the pace is quicker, and the episodes feel more like they all have a sort of structure, a beginning, middle, and end. It doesn't feel like here are some moments from the lives of these gamers. It feels like, here's a story, and then here's like a part of that story, and it arcs sort of on its own, and it is just largely more polished and more watchable. And the episodes are shorter too. The original series, the episodes are like 8 to 12 minutes long, and these are more like 5 to 7, which is more workable, and just this tighter and leaner is better in this case, I think. The last thing I'll say in terms of comparison, I do feel like Night of the Zombie King, for all of its attributes, it's probably less funny. The original Gold, at least once or twice during an episode, there's a really funny line, there's a big moment, it builds to something really amusing, there's like a fight or something. And in this new series, it's much more character-driven, it's a little bit more sort of serious, I didn't necessarily mind that. The original series feels like it's a little bit bigger, it's a little bit more grand scale, and it's a little bit more goofy. And this new series feels very lived in, very realistic, much smaller scale. It's really just about this one old group of friends getting together and playing a night of role-playing games and sort of getting to know one another again after 15 years apart. It's more heartfelt, it's more genuine, and it feels more, invested in the people that are populating the story rather than like, it's quirky and it's fun and it's a world of people who play role-playing games. So that's sort of my thoughts on Gold and then the new Night of the Zombie King. They're only on episode 2 of Night of the Zombie King next week after the holidays. They're gonna keep going with episode 3. I would definitely recommend, they're short, they're quick, they go really fast, they're very compelling. I would suggest going back to episode 1 of Night of the Zombie King. You don't need to have watched Gold, the original season, at all. You can pick up the new story just from episode 1 of the new show and go. Not that you shouldn't watch Gold, but if you haven't and you want to check out the new show, you can without, worrying about, I'm gonna, what was that guy and what's the log lady doing there and who's Major Briggs again. You won't have any of that stuff. So that's my review. Thanks everybody for checking it out. I'm going to try to do a review of a new web series once a week. So if you have web series out there that you love or that you've worked on or that you've created, definitely do reach out to me. Let me know. Recommend that I go check it out. Send me a link and I will go check it out for Web Series Wednesdays. So thanks a lot for tuning in, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow on another LonsTV.